Wow, it's been awesome learning about contentment lately, and I'm glad that it was cleared up in that last video how we could be content even in the most difficult circumstances, like Paul was. But there's still one thing I'm actually not content with.
What? What could you not be content about, Jen?
Well, I really want more practical tips for how I can be content in my daily life.
Oh, well, that's an easy fix because that's what we're talking about today in this video. Keep your eyes fixed on this video for some tips on how you can be content every single day. Hi, it's Elisa
And Jen?
from Captivated by Him. Today, we're back with another video in our contentment series.
It's been super fun learning about contentment, which is to be satisfied, to have enough, to have no need or want for more, and how true contentment is only found in our good, omniscient, and sovereign God. We talked about how Paul was content in God even in the most difficult of circumstances because he knew that he already had everything in Christ. He relied on God for all things every single day of his life. And today, we're continuing to draw from his life to figure out how can we be content day to day?
We've given some principles for contentment that we'll build off of in this video. So if you haven't seen those videos yet, please give them a watch. We'll link them for you in this video. But without further ado, here are some practical tips on how to be content in your daily life.
Number 1, give generously. In Mark 12, Jesus points out a widow who puts 2 tiny coins into the temple offering and says that she gave more than all the rich people who put in full money bags. Is Jesus just bad at math? No way. He says in verse 44 of Mark 12, "For they all put in out of their surplus, but she out of her poverty put in all she owned, all she had to live on." She was able to put in all she had because her contentment was not found in her riches, but in God alone.
Giving generously is a mark of someone who is truly secure and content in Christ alone, and not in her physical possessions. She trusts that God will provide and sees more value in honoring the Lord than in her temporary security and comfort. When we give generously and selflessly, we don't focus on the temporary things we have, but we're content with what God provides and focus on the fruit He bears in us, which has eternal value.
Yes, so be generous today. Take time out of your day to do something nice for a sister. Buy a snack for someone or write them an encouragement note because you value them, rather than being stingy with our time and money or worrying about whether God will provide. We can trust in Him and be generous.
Number 2, be thankful always. 1 Thessalonians 5:18 says this, "In everything give thanks, for this is God's will for you in Christ Jesus." A person who is content thanks God constantly, every day for everything, even the trials, because she knows that God is always good and omniscient and is giving her the very best thing.
Yeah, and that should result in a life that's joyful, excited, and faithful. Imagine if someone told you she was content and thankful and then proceeded to just mope around all the time and look morose about everything and complain. Would you believe that she's joyful and excited? Of course not, because her attitude and actions don't match her words.
But a woman who is always content and thankful is excited about the things of God, such as the church, because she just thanked Him 2 seconds ago for how He's working through it. She is faithful with her responsibilities, whether it's ministry or family or work or school, because she is constantly praising God for considering her worthy to take on such tasks. She gives her life selflessly because she meditates with thanks every day on God's most selfless sacrifice for her personally.
Number 3, pray through the attributes of God. Like Paul, a content woman is a dependent woman. We can pray expectantly, knowing that God answers perfectly, and we can remind ourselves to be content when we pray through His attributes, especially His goodness, omniscience, and dominion.
Totally. And praising God for those things gives Him glory. This is not something you can do only one time, but you can do this all the time, all day, in the morning, throughout the day, at night, before you go to bed. If you want constant, lasting contentment, praise God for His attributes constantly.
And number 4, find ways to serve your local church. Similar to being generous to others, serving the church with your life is being generous to the body of Christ. This pushes you to be selfless and trust God with your time and your resources rather than being consumed just with your own life.
And this is not to say that everyone who looks like they're serving a lot is content. Sadly, even in ministry, many Christians are discontent. You may be discontent with how God has gifted you or with the ministry opportunities you are given or not given. And it's possible that you may become discontent when you compare yourself with other people who seem to be just growing faster than you. All of these things are just selfish and sad ways to look at ministry. Instead, ministry should be a great joy because we can glorify God and build up others. We should thank God for the privilege that God gives us to serve and to be joyful and excited about it.
That is a super awesome point, Elisa. So, we have 4 practical tips to help you to be content daily. Number 1, give generously.
Number 2, be thankful always.
3, pray through the attributes of God.
And 4, find ways to serve your local church.
If you enjoyed these tips, please like this video, and if you want to watch more content like this, please subscribe to our channel and hit that bell notification icon so you know when new videos are posted. We really look forward to seeing you back here next week, but until then, stay captivated. I'm super content. I have a super cool fiance. Just so you know.